Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be with you today. Thank you very much for the speakers, Mr. Timmy, Ms. Khadija, and Mr. Nils, really inspiring stories. Today, I'm really very happy to be with you in such a famous forum, TEDx. I'm going to take you through one of the most important concepts that all of the businesses and all of the students in the academics and the academic life talk about. It's leadership. Usually when people think about leadership, they think about specific profiles and specific people, usually people who have celebrated their success in the sports, in the business, in the politics, economics. Usually people think that the leadership is an innate ability. It's something that you are born with. And some of the people think that it's by luck. So if you are lucky enough, you can be a leader. The leadership is limited to a selected few. But if you are not lucky and you would like to be a leader, you need to do one of two things. Either to follow a specific model or a catalog or a manual, or imitate a person that you like or you love. I've worked in many sectors in my career for almost 25 years. I worked in the education sector, in the banking sector, multinational, family businesses, even in the government. And in these 25 years, I have recognized and I can really admit that leadership is not an innate ability. Leadership is a decision, and this decision should be done consciously. So leadership is not about your title, it's not about your job, not about your authority. Again, it's not about age. You can be a leader at any time in life. And again, from the experience, because I was really very lucky and had the chance, especially in some of the multinational companies to work and family businesses to work with really very inspiring leaders, to learn from them, and to learn that leadership is usually about two things, if you'd like to summarize them. It's about who you are and what you do. So who you are, it's the influence, and what you do is the value. So if you would like to summarize the leadership in these two words, we can talk about the influence and the value. So in order to influence the people around you and add value to them, you need to take a specific decision, a conscious decision, and this conscious decision needs to start at any point of time. This conscious decision makes the leadership accessible for everyone, and I'm going to explain to you how we can do it, and especially for the students who are with us today. So first thing, if you would like to do an influence for anyone, you need to understand them. You need to understand their capabilities. You understand their preferences. And as we say, part of the emotional intelligence or part of the EQ, that understanding people and understanding their capabilities, what they are good at, what they need to develop, you need first to do what? To understand yourself. So usually, if you would like to start by understanding the people, influencing them, adding value to them, you need to understand yourself first. You need to understand yourself. You will be a self-motivated person, self-controlled person. Then you can start having empathy towards the people around you, understand their triggers, understand their strengths and weaknesses, and will be able to influence them and adding a value to them. So this is something very important. In my organization that we are working in, we have created a model, and this model is, we call it the talent profile attributes, or the professional talent profile attributes. These attributes that we are looking at in terms of a design of iceberg represents the attributes of the capabilities of the people. If I would like to understand myself, understand the people around me, influence and adding value to them, I need to understand the components of their professional profile. And these components have many different points. Sometimes we summarize them in 10 points, in 12 points. And I would like to explain and give an example about this, especially about the EQ concept, or about the self-awareness and how to influence people. I used to have a line manager. I was working for Unilever for almost 6 years. And I had a line manager. This line manager is really one of the most influential people in my life. And he was a very pragmatic person, very practical person. During his career in the company, he really was very fast in the progression, in the promotions. And he was managing me at that time, and I was based in Dubai. I started to learn the HR from him from really an academic and practical point of view. And at that time, the HR in Unilever was really managing the business. I learned how the HR not only can add value or partner with the business, but can lead the business. From the resources point of view, from the talent point of view, you can be really a business person if you are an HR person. So this line manager, or he was called Ranjay, maybe he can listen for this. Now he's the global CHRO of Reckitt Benckiser. So Ranjay at that time, he started to work with me and started by building the emotional bank between me and him. And we need to really concentrate about the flow that he took me through. So the first thing, Ranjay came to me and told me, Walid, I would like to have you with me in Dubai in the regional team. You are going to manage the North Africa Middle East cluster. But what is your professional brand? How we are going to brand this for the people? So I'm really very confused. I know what I need from my personal life, how I would like to be perceived personally in front of my family, my friends. But I didn't think about having a brand in the professional life or in the corporate. So I told him, maybe you can tell me. He told me, okay, you are very good in execution. You are very smart in terms of taking a plan and putting it into place and delivering on your targets on time in full. So I will call you BMW. Okay. And really, this is very, very close thing to my heart. And I was called BMW for almost 5 or 6 years. Even in the emails, they used to write down, Dear BMW. Okay. And over the time, he said that BMW stands for Big Man Walid. So he called me BMW, and this exactly gave the people the impression that I'm really very good in terms of execution. I spent 2 years of my life delivering on the targets, and we had one of the competencies in Unilever called Excellence in Execution, and I won this award for 2 consecutive years, in 2008 and 2009 in the region. So I was very happy. I was really expecting a call at the end of the 2009 for a promotion. I was lucky to be promoted 4 times in 6 years. So he called me into his office and was really expecting the bonus, the promotion, the appreciation, and everything. So Ranjay used to write me letters of recognition every time I do something well. Why? Because emotionally, although he is a very practical, pragmatic person, but he knows my trigger, he knows my keys. And he knows for me that I like the words, the appreciation, the letters, the handwritten letters, more than giving me money or giving me any other recognition. So he used to do this over the last 2 years, and at that time, I was waiting for a new letter and a promotion. So he called me in his office and told me, okay, hi, BMW, you have done very well, and they decided to promote you. So I was confused. Who decided? He told me the talent review committee in Unilever decided to promote you, and I accepted. Again, I was confused again. So why did you accept? You did not propose it. So he told me, are you upset? I said to him, yes, I don't want this promotion unless it's coming from you, because I was very attached to him. He told me, okay, I accepted this because you deserve it, but you are not ready. I said to him, why I'm not ready? He said, because you don't know what you don't know. So I still work on this sentence for 10 years now, that I need to know what I don't know. Okay? So when he said to me this, I really went into tears in his office. And this is almost my first time to do this, because I was very attached to him, and for me it was a shock that this person, this figure, is saying to me that I'm an ignorant person. He said, no, not ignorant, but you need to understand what you are lacking. Take this book. He has given me a book. It was called The War for Talent. It's a very famous book. And told me you can go back to Egypt, take your 1 week off, read this book, and I was used to be the learning and development senior manager. He told me you are going to come and be the director of L&D and talent as well. I had 0 experience in the talent management. I went for 1 week, and I started to read the book, and I started as well to build my basic understanding about the concepts of talent management. To cut the story short, in 2010, after exactly 1 year of managing the talent management, I won a global award called the Global Compass Award in Unilever by Paul Polman, he was the CEO at that time, and Sandy Ogg, he was the Chief HR Officer. And this is because of Ranjay as well. Because Ranjay has given me the book to read. Ranjay used to sit with me every week to understand from me what did I learn and how did I improve my skills, how did I educate myself. He has enrolled me in many different programs like the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator, the FIRE-OB concepts, the Thomas Kilmann conflict management. So he has built my skills, he has built my education, improved my education. As well, he used to assign to me some business-related projects that are totally outside my area of expertise. For example, he has given me a project to work on the reducing the indirects of the factories, indirect expenses of the factories in the Middle East. He has given me the opportunity to work with the route-to-market team, the sales and marketing, on the route-to-market strategy for 2015. All of this he was trying to build. So this concept or this iceberg, it's done by us internally in my current organization, Elsewedy Electric, but it's done from whatever I went through over my life, that if you would like to understand yourself, understand people, influence them, adding value to the communities and the people around you, you need to understand where are you going to add value to the person or the team that you're working with. So these are the areas that we can working on. And from these capabilities, you can go on and drive and understand how to add value. But after adding this value through understanding the professional talent attributes, you need to look into something very important, that the leadership is not about one size fits all. So you cannot, so if Ranjay has sit with me and do 1, 2, 3, 4, and sitting with someone else, he will not do this 1, 2, 3, 4, because in leadership, we need to think about 2 variables, or even 3 variables. The 3 variables, first thing is about the situation you are in. And the second thing is about the profile or the capability of the follower of your team member. So one person can have a high level of maturity in a situation and a low level of maturity in another situation. So if I would like to be, for example, directive with a colleague called X, with the same person X, I cannot be directive all the time. It's based on the situation. I will change with him my leadership style. Maybe in this situation, I'll be coaching him because he has the foundation. Maybe in another situation, I will be directive because he has zero knowledge. In third situation, I will be delegating this to him. And the opposite. In the same situation, you cannot do the same level of leadership and the same style of leadership with 2 different peoples because they are different. So maybe in the same situation, I will be coaching someone, supporting another person, and being directive. So these 2 variables can help us to understand that leadership can be contextualized. It's based on the context of the situation, of the task, of the timing, and based on the capabilities of the people, based on their experience, their knowledge, their education, their preferences, their abilities. All of this can change and make your leadership style different. So looking into these hundreds of concepts and books of leadership, you don't have to imitate someone. You don't have to follow a manual. You need to think. You need to be conscious about what does this situation require from me in order to influence and add value to these people or this person. So this is what we think that leadership is about. So okay. As we say in most of the cultures, that reaching the success or reaching a specific level of delivery or development is something that it's not easy, but it's possible. The most difficult thing is that you maintain or sustain this level of success or this level of influence in the people. So building your leadership capabilities, understanding people, understanding yourself, having an influence or adding value to them is something that can be done with the conscious decision over the days. But how to sustain this? This is what I call the everlasting leadership, how to be a leader forever. In order to be a leader forever, you have to think about two traits. These two traits are the discipline and the agility. Maybe these two traits are really different and they are opposite, because being disciplined sometimes means rigid. But here we are talking about discipline not being rigid. Discipline means that you need to think about being consistent in delivering on your vision, being really persistent, having a perseverance versus the challenges that you are facing, so you don't diverge from the focus on your goals and targets with the people you are leading. And this is very important. We had at the same era a CEO in Unilever. He was called Sanjeev Mehta. Sanjeev is a very famous person in Unilever, and I was really lucky to work with him. Sanjeev was the CEO for Unilever North Africa, Middle East, and now I think he's the global SVP. Sanjeev used to come every day to the office at 8 a.m., taking a round of the office, meeting every single person at 8 a.m., calling them by name and even their nicknames, reminding them of the value of their work, how they contribute to the purpose of Unilever at that time. He used to bring the people every week, the high potential people, to take or to have breakfast with him. He used to read a book every month and bring everyone into town hall and give them the key tips and tricks about the management and about the markets, about the customers. He had rituals that really did not stop for 5 consecutive years. He was unbeatable. He was someone that really needs to impress you with his attitude. He has a lot on his plate, but he did not miss a single day in the morning to take a round of a building that has more than 2,000 people and saying hello to everyone, even the office boys. So this way of discipline and this way of institutionalizing the culture of the organization really was inspiring for me, and I learned a lot from it. The last point is about agility, and the agility here means that in order to be usually or to continue to be disciplined, as well you need to be agile, understand the challenges that are around you, understand how to really look into the future. Currently, I'm working with Elsewedy Electric, and one of the famous quotes of our CEO, Engineer Ahmed Elsewedy, is saying that you need to step on your toes and look to the future, to wait or to be ready and prepare for the waves that are coming. You should not stay still and being just looking into your plans and looking into your targets without looking into the future and what's coming and the changes and the challenges around you. So to summarize, for our students who are with us today, I think it will be really good if you take your conscious decision about understanding the people around you, understanding yourself, where you need to be good at, building your emotional intelligence, building your capabilities, trying as much as you can to influence the communities and the people around you and add value to them, because you shouldn't wait to be part of a board team and sitting in a boardroom and be a leader. You can start to be a leader now, so start today, and thank you very much.